So guys, injury has finally got the better of me. I'm not cross-training anymore. Welcome back to the channel. So welcome back to the channel. As a lot of you will know, I'm injured. I've been injured for over 3 weeks now. I've done no running in 21 days, which has felt like an absolute lifetime, but also kind of scary that it's only been 21 days. It feels like it's been a lot longer than that. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about what sort of rehab I'm doing, how long I think I'm going to be out for, scans, diagnosis, and also just a little bit of a life update. Races I've got planned for potentially after I come back, but not getting too ahead of myself. And in the background, there's obviously going to be me doing this little workout that I've been doing at home. And this is just a really good kind of at-home full body workout. There's a bit of arms, there's a bit of chest, there's a bit of core, legs, basically everything you kind of need to be a good runner essentially, and it's really easy and condensed. Each set takes about 10 minutes and I do about 3 sets of this particular workout, so enjoy that in the background. If you have any questions about it, do let me know down in the comments, but I'm going to be kind of talking over it about my recovery, my injury. So essentially I have a suspected grade 2 femoral shaft stress response, which is not ideal. It's not quite a fracture, so essentially there's some inflammation or edema around the bone to try and protect it just from too much loading essentially. And if I'm honest, I think looking back in hindsight, one of the primary causes would have been a little bit of underfueling and a little bit of overtraining and under recovering, kind of a little bit of all of them. You know, life stresses get in the way, you don't eat as much, and I felt especially that, I don't know, getting leaner, losing weight would make me much quicker, but it in turn has actually made me more susceptible to injury and a lot less healthy, which you would think is backwards. But definitely now that I've put some weight back on, I feel so much healthier, I feel so much stronger, a bit like a Wish.com Jake Smith essentially. So the diagnosis that I have for this has come through an ultrasound. I'm pending an MRI scan, but that's not going to be for another 4 weeks through the NHS. I didn't want to and couldn't really afford to go for a private one. Running's not my job, so 400, 500 pounds on an MRI scan is not really feasible for me, especially as a student. Maybe in the future when I've got a full-time job and, you know, earning hopefully the big bucks, then I'll be able to kind of spend 500 pounds on a scan, but at this moment in time I couldn't do that. So to start off with, I had 6 days of non-weight bearing, so I was on crutches, just taking full weight off of that leg. And then I did 3 days of partial weight bearing, so kind of mildly walking around, but not really doing too much. And then I was back to fully walking about, still with a bit of a limp. It's a little bit funny watching me walk up and down stairs and things like that. But over the last week or so, the limp has completely gone and I can walk relatively pain-free with kind of like maybe a 1 or 2 out of 10 on a pain scale. So I've been in the pool a little bit, I've done a little bit of light swimming, I've done some non-weight bearing exercise in the gym. So things like upper body, some legs where there's no weight, so I've been able to do things like resistance bands, which is really lightweight, and it's also not like torque going through the femur. So if I'm contracting my quads but there's no actual weight going through it, it's completely fine. I don't know if I've explained that very well. And that phase has taken me about 2.5 weeks to get to a point where I can walk pain-free, and now I can start to move into the elliptical. So over the last few days or so, I've been building the elliptical up from about 30 minutes up to about 45 minutes on the elliptical, which I'm really enjoying. And it's crazy how while you're running, 45 minutes on the elliptical, an hour on the elliptical feels like absolute hell. But then when it's all you can do, it's like a reward, and I'm absolutely chuffed to be back onto the elliptical. So yeah, but that is going to be no more than like a perceived effort of 5 out of 10. Like I won't go above 5 out of 10. So I've been keeping it really comfortable, and just kind of chilling. People watching out the window at the gym, watching people walk past, etc. And then at the end of every kind of 2 to 3 week period, I have to do some hops. So I hop on one leg, and if there is pain, then I'm still not allowed to run, and I have to repeat the previous kind of phase of my injury rehab, which I will put a photo on the screen so you guys can see what I'm kind of going through and what I'm following. So I'm about to do the hops on camera with you guys, so we can see whether I'm able to move on to the next stage, which would be allowing me to start increasing the intensity of the elliptical and also doing some really gentle like walking. So say instead of going for a 5k run, I could go for like a 5k walk, for example. So let me just pop you over here. I need to be able to do pretty much 10-20 hops pain-free, so we're gonna give it a go. It's my left leg, so yeah. Yeah, see the pain has just started to creep in there. So I don't know if I managed about 12 or 13. So yeah, which is obviously not ideal, but that just means I probably need another week at this stage of just doing some elliptical and non-weight bearing activity, which is absolutely fine. I've kind of come to terms with the fact that this is my body and I've got to look after it. And if I just keep hammering it, it's not going to thank me later in life, essentially. So yeah, so I know it's a big cliche to kind of focus on the things you can do rather than you can't, but that's really essentially what I've been doing. I've been really trying to strengthen things like my adductors, my abductors, my core. I feel like my core is getting really, really strong the way I just keep hammering it over the last few weeks. Still got no six-pack to show for it, but you know, we're working on it, we're working on it. And then once I can do 20 hops on one leg without any pain, I will be able to start increasing my training and start getting to some basic running again. This week I did do a 1 mile really gentle jog with a friend, just to see if I could do it pain-free, and I couldn't. So that's just reminded me that I need to kind of stick to the plan, and it was only 1 mile, so it's not like I've overdone it. But one thing that I have actually really been enjoying is a bit of like indoor rock climbing, bouldering type thing. I've just found it really good for like an overall body workout, and it might be the secret hack to some, you know, full body S&C without having to do the boring kind of gym stuff all the time, which I've really been enjoying, and it doesn't cause my leg any problems whatsoever. When I'm coming down off the wall, I'm really careful and I don't land on that leg. So yeah, it's literally just essentially like kind of single leg squats up the wall with my leg, and then yeah, gently lowering myself back down. But yeah, I've been really enjoying that, and I just found I'm getting really just generally stronger. I've always been a bit of a weakling, and yeah, suddenly I can do 20 press ups and not be like shaking at the end of it. So yeah, there's definitely some like real personal growth for me going on, which you know, I'm just absolutely over the moon. You guys, some of you guys may have seen videos in the past where I've been really down in the dumps. You know, I've always tried to share the lows as much as the highs, and weirdly, a point in my life where I thought I would be in such a low, I'm at one of the highest highs I've ever had mentally, in terms of just everything seems to be going right. I'm just absolutely over the moon with everything at the moment, and just feel like anything I set my mind to, apart from healing my leg, I could absolutely crush. So yeah, which is, you know, it's a really good place to be. So I guess that's a little bit more about the injury, but yeah, as I said, I will put a photo on the screen. I think one main lesson that I'm taking away from this injury is that now that I'm only kind of training once a day, just in the gym or a little bit of elliptical, I'm still getting that really good rush of feeling of doing exercise, but not that over fatigue of, say, running twice a day and a gym session, which I was feeling before. I'm sleeping miles better, even though I'm doing less activity, which you'd think would be backwards, but that's just how it's working for me. I feel like I'm eating much better, much more kind of healthy food that makes me feel good, and I don't feel like I'm craving kind of unhealthy foods anywhere near as much as when I was fully training. And I don't know if that's just because when you're tired, obviously your body wants high calorie foods. So yeah, I just feel like everything is starting to, you know, really kind of go on the up, which is a really good place to be. I have got some races and stuff that I've been planning. Obviously I was meant to be doing London Marathon this year, but I've had to pull the plug on that. I don't know how common knowledge that was, but as much as I feel like I could get back to being able to just do it on the day, it's probably not super healthy to do that, and it wouldn't be a time that I'd be happy with anyway. So I'll delay that for next year, and I might do a full marathon, so autumn marathon this year, if I feel like I'm in a safe and healthy place to do that. But yeah, I've got some really cool races lined up, some races abroad, which is, you know, that's super cool. I've never really done any races abroad. I did a 5k race in Belgium when I was like 16. And that was just part of like a little club trip. So these trips are going to be a much more substantial, much cooler, I guess. So I'm really looking forward to those, but I'm going to keep those kind of under wraps until it's all like finalised and definitely sure I can run. But as long as I can run by my trip to Portugal again this year, which is on the 31st of March, that's all I'm worried about really. I just want to be able to jog and run while I'm out there. I don't want to be sat on the sidelines watching everybody else run. On a running holiday, because the place that we go in Portugal, Albufeira, it's not super entertaining in terms of, if you're not running, there's not tons of stuff to do. It is really like a running destination. See, I don't want to be bored and just kind of resenting everyone else for being able to run while I can't. So yeah, but final year of uni, everything seems to be going planned. I'm starting to really enjoy my degree, which is something that has been a real surprise. Like the first 3 years of my degree, I wasn't enjoying it at all, and it was just absolutely zapping my energy, and I'm starting to get that buzz for it, that passion. It's not there fully, but it's coming, and I can, and that's just like, yeah, it's a really good place to be, and a nice feeling to have, feeling like I'm starting to get it a little bit more. Job offers coming in, thinking about my future, like the future of my clinic and my patients and things like that. So yeah, everything seems like it's going pretty well. So yeah, a little life update from me. Hopefully that's kind of cleared things up a little bit. And yeah, hopefully you guys have found the workout in the background pretty useful. You can do it with or without equipment, it's not a big deal. Just anything you can do to move is going to be better than nothing for sure. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. I know it's not been the same sort of content that I've been producing recently. I've been trying to think of things that aren't kind of your standard cliche kind of content when people are injured. I guess it kind of falls into that category, to be fair. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Thanks for all the support. Everyone keep messaging me, checking I'm all good. I'm absolutely fine. I'm doing really well at the moment. So yeah, as much so I really appreciate that. I'm all good. So yeah, please like, subscribe, share with your own buddies, and yeah, peace and love. Catch you in the next one.